What's going on, folks? Painless. Okay, I've talked about this in the past. I've said in the so-called black community, this whole idea of Big Mama, that nobody better talk about my mama. That, you know, Big Mama, she's beyond reproach. She can't be challenged. You know, I've talked about this extensively in the past. I've talked about brothers out here that have so much reverence. Now, let me explain this. There is nothing wrong with having reverence and respect for your mama or your daddy, your parents. But it becomes almost weird in a way, the way I hear brothers go about their mamas, mama's boy. A lot of black men are mama's boys. And it's because we live, unfortunately, in a de facto patriarchal system, meaning that that's not how it's supposed to be, but that's how it's practiced in the so-called black community. Now, how we got there, that's cause for another video. Or I may touch upon minor points throughout this video, but I'm not going to go into a whole historic timeline and how we got into this so-called de facto patriarchal system in the so-called black community. And I said this in the last video. If you look at cultures around the world that are dominant, cultures like your Arabs, so-called Middle Eastern cultures, you look in a lot of cultures where it's more patriarchal, even in your European cultures, even though that's slipping, and even the Islamic world is succumbing to feminazism, if you will, Me Too and more. You're just seeing a obvious kowtowing to the feminist movement, this feminism on crack movement that's spreading all over the world. But the Islamic world and other pockets around the world are the last strongholds of hope for real masculinity. And even like I just said, they're succumbing to this. But if you look at those cultures historically, they've been dominant. They've dominated other cultures around the world. And I've said that we love to tout this idea in the black African world as being a 50-50. Behind every good man, there's a good woman. This sharing, you can't, all this stuff. When in actuality, if you really look at it, men build, and I'm not really going to go into that. Women are for nurturing. Women are for influence of the child, which leads me to this video, the focal point of this video, in which you have an older Caucasian woman speaking pure facts to a over-emotionalized mama's boy, black type. And, people have a variety of angles and opinions in what actually was said here. And Painless is going to give you what I hear in this video. She says that black women, not Asian women, not other Caucasian women, not Hispanic women, not women of the ethnic-wise from the Middle East, Native American women. She said black women. Now, some people have chose to take the quote-unquote pro-black side and say, well, this is a white woman that is jealous of black women. And we always, like I've said, black women's best attribute as of now in terms of contemporary black women. And when I speak about black women, folks, I'm speaking about black women in the now. I'm not speaking about, your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers, some of you guys' mothers. I'm speaking about contemporary modern-day black women. And their biggest asset, and I've said this for years, and many of y'all have heard me say this for years, and which black women know and utilize, is their body part. But now you have women of other non-black persuasions to have that and much better than what black women, and I've been saying that for years. Years black women have capitalized, has used that as a bargaining chip. Their butt, the booty, the thick legs, and all that stuff. Well, other women have that now, and they have better outlooks. They're more cheerful. They're more social. It's been my discovery since moving back to the mainland that a lot of black women are antisocial. A lot of black people are antisocial. They don't know really how to have meaningful conversation. It's always forced to fake, which I think contributes to our inability to sometimes work with one another when someone's trying to be real and the other one's being fake, or you got two fake ass motherfuckers trying to communicate and fake like each other. But you know, but this white woman hits it on the head. See, this when she says that black women are ruining the country. Now I know some of you may be saying, "Well, Perry, she said something about porcelain. Everybody likes porcelain skin and white and blue eyes and yellow hair." Hold up, wait a minute. I'm going to get to that. I'm going. Trust me, I got some for that too. But to me, what I heard what this white woman was saying is that, as I just mentioned, men build. Men build societies. Men build infrastructure all over the world. Men build systems of governance, politics. Women nurture, educate in the cultural norms of said society. And what this white woman is inferring is that black women are dropping, contemporary black women are dropping the ball, thus ruining this country. And you just look and see. Look how a man in George Floyd, and I just said, and I've said this, black folk, we just can't shut up. We're the child that's always getting suspended. I gotta take off from fucking work to come get your ass and bring you back home. You're always in some shit. You're always wrapped up in some shit. That's how people are starting to look at us in the world. Great Mother Earth has always got to get off her axis, her job, and come deal with you Negroes. Because you always stay in somebody else's radar. You're always in somebody's mouth. So when you got someone the likes of George Floyd and his inability to get out of a situation from getting killed, now we're having his inability to do that. His inability to be a man, to take a pinch and say, "Hey, I messed up. Let me go down to the precinct." No, you chose to fight and do it. Now, what happened after that? That's another story. But had he not done that, he would be alive. Or he wouldn't have died from that incident. So now we got to revisit defund the goddamn police. So his and I'm drawing a conclusion, his inability to do that, now we're talking about defunding the goddamn police departments, which affects everybody. So his poor decision making is affecting everybody in America. That's what this white woman is saying. You black women are raising George Floyds There's tons of George Floyds in the so-called black community. And what she's saying is that you black women, see, she understands. Now, I'm not defending her cockiness, but you know what? You got to chew the meat and spit out the bone. That's what I listen to what's being said, now how it's being said. A lot of black folks, they hear, oh, I don't like how you said it. Well, what the fuck? Is the information correct? So this woman, she understands the role of a woman, whereas a lot of black women don't, or neglect to practice the roles of a woman. That's exactly what she's saying. That if you black women, you contemporary black women with all these goddamn kids that you're bringing in for whatever reason, fiduciary reasons, monetary reasons, you're responsible for these jokers. And that you're the reason they're becoming hashtags. I just did a video. You should know them by their fruits. Black women, the fruit you are bearing stinks. I don't see miss me with that color stuff, that racism stuff, that Peter and the Wolf shit. That shit is out. It's been out for me. Which is, just the whole totality of my channel in the now and in the past. Many of you all who've been following me since like 2011, 12. All these things are coming into fruition. They've come to pass. And, you got to sit down and say, see, people are sitting down such as this white woman. And let me just say this. This white woman is probably one of hundreds of thousands of white folks. We just happen to catch this one right here that this brother recorded. But I think it's safe to say that there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of white folks who feel exactly like she does. That you black women, and I've said this, okay, we can say that the black man's not here, which is, to me, BS. I'm tired of black women use these old 1990s school days, damn do the right thing talking points. Leave that shit with them fanny packs and Malcolm X hats. That shit, all that, black men in jail, ain't enough black men, good black men out here. And the ones that do the black men marry them white women. And I'm about to get on what she said about that porcelain skin here in one moment. But that shit is out. At the end of the day, you are left with the charge. And I've said, I'm of the opinion that if the roles reversed, if a lot of these children were with black men, you wouldn't have the violence that you would have in many cities across America. And let me explore this other myth. The idea that a Mexican is going to kill a Mexican because the proximity, you deal with Mexicans every day. So, of course, it's going to be Mexican on Mexican crime, or Puerto Rican on Puerto Rican crime, Vietnamese on Vietnamese crime, Irish on, of course, but nobody does it to the level that we do. Yeah, you're going to have crime amongst others that look like you because you live around the motherfuckers. But the level that the so-called African-American community endures is problematic. And it's off the charts when you're looking at other groups. So miss me with that. That is null and void. You're stating the obvious, like I said. Of course, a Mexican is you're going to have more, because they live amongst one another. But they don't do it to the level that we do. But yeah, this white woman, she understands that women are the teachers, and that black women, you contemporary black women, have dropped the ball. And that because of that, you're affecting the fabric of America. Now, one could say destroying America, yeah. There's other facets in American society that have nothing to do with black folks. But I see the angle that she's coming from. And there's no time to deflect what this white woman is saying. It's no time to deflect. It's time to take ownership. You see, we don't listen, oh, this comes from a white woman. And of course, this brother got on his, you better not talk about my mama. You talking about my sisters. You talking about my aunt. You know what? First off, brother, he's using the same arguments that you hear your synthetic G's, your Tanya TKOs, your pink pills. He's using these same tactics. Well, your mama black. Oh, you like white women. Who hurt you? Oh, my favorite, you're gay. You know, and it pains me when I hear other brothers call another man gay without any, without really any proof. And then it becomes to the point, it's 2021. Who the fuck cares if it's gay, if the dude's gay? You know, that's another tactic that needs to be thrown out. Do I support the LGBT community? Absolutely not. But I support their to live. Of course, you know, they're human beings. But I don't parade around and support that type of lifestyle no more than I support someone. You know, I'm not going to go out and march for fucking save the manatees in fucking Florida. That's kind of how I equate. There's shit that I support and then there's shit I don't support. Okay? There's a lot of things I don't support that people do support or try to put you in a bag where if you don't support it, then you want me to die. No, see, that's very childish, immature extremism to the fact that where if you don't agree with it, then you don't like us. You don't want us to live. No, I just don't give a shit. That's all. I wish you well. I wouldn't mistreat you for that. I just don't support your goddamn lifestyle. That's it. That's it for y'all, you LGBTs. That is it. I'm not going to march for fucking manatees in Florida, and I'm not going to march for you. That doesn't mean I want manatees to be extinct. But yeah, this white woman is saying that basically you contemporary black women need to get on your job, or you're not getting on your job, or you haven't gotten on your job. This is why you're being hashtagged. Now, I added that on. She didn't say that, but I think it's safe to say that she believes such. Now, let's bring me to this whole, well, apparently she said porcelain skin and blue eyes and yellow hair. How do you debunk that, Painless? Well, let me just say this. Oh, I was out this weekend. And I had the luxury of being around a bunch of sisters. And what I saw was a lot of overweight sisters. I saw a lot of sisters with hair that isn't theirs. I saw a lot of sisters that were I saw a lot of sisters that were had eye color that weren't, I could tell that wasn't naturally theirs. I saw a lot of sisters with a lot of inappropriate wear and body markings, aka tattoos. I saw a lot of sisters that were I saw a lot of sisters that were engaged in unbecoming behavior, aka etc., smoking, excessive drinking, even though being gravely overweight, Painless likes a woman with meat on her bones that carries it well. But these sisters weren't were extremely overweight for their body types and composition. So, with that being said, I've said this. I didn't see any sisters with any bleaching agents or anything like that, but we have this. We have this. We have black women out here bleaching their skin. We have black women out here wearing hair, and I'm tired of talking about this hair shit. But for all intents and purposes, just to kind of, dovetail on what this white woman was saying in terms of liking porcelain skin and blue eyes, it's hard, look, I don't see a lot of women trying to have nappy hair or make their hair, but I do see a lot of women out here trying to make their hair straight, trying to be more fairer skin. No, So she understands. See, and that's why I tell you, brothers, man, be wary of these Caucasian and Hispanic, or these women who aren't black, because they know what we're dealing with in terms of the so-called, in terms of the black woman. These women see the bad behavior, the bad attitudes of a lot of sisters out here. And some of them will capitalize off that. They will like, well, this black guy's been checking for me. I know he's not really into his own women. And the women they use that as leverage. This is why truth be told, I prefer a sister, but y'all not making it real easy. And then I don't chase behind women, period. I look for signals of opportunity, and if it's mutual, then that. But no. And I don't chase behind non-black women because I understand the game. You're not going to use me as leverage because you think, I know what's up. I know sisters, a lot of sisters know that they're not winning no more. And like I said briefly in the beginning parts of this video, you had an asset. No pun. But, now all these other women have this. And it looks better. It's hard work. It's built the backside. Where in actuality, a lot of sisters, they just got a big hunk of meat in a good place. Like Brother Minister Jap said, it's in a good place. But a lot of these white and Hispanic women, they're building their behinds. And that's why I think a lot of sisters feel kind of defeated, because they know, it's the last ditch effort, and women are already egotistical as it is, so you compound that with knowing that you're losing, and compound that with your natural egotistical mentality. That's bad mixture, man. That's a bad batch. That's bad. And let me say this, there's something in, this idea that, and I'm not capping or co-signing this, but I want you to think about, and even I've said it. Oh, he got him a fat white girl. Well, I'll tell you what. You know how many brothers I seen with sisters this weekend that were bad built, out of shape, with another woman's hair in their head, with bad habits, with unnatural coloring of the eyes. So I'm saying, okay, brothers, if you got you an overweight white woman, at least she most likely has her own hair. She has her own eye coloring. She has her own skin. So this whole, I just thought, and I'm not co-signing, it's just, when you begin to think about these talking points, you realize how idiotic they sound. This brother over here, don't let a brother who's married to a 5'3", 265-pound black woman who doesn't wear her own hair, don't let him chastise you and say, oh, at least I got a black woman. Don't let brothers do that to you, brothers. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because I guarantee you that's probably all he could get. And he's not very happy in the bed. Now, I'm not co-signing you going out and getting you an obesely overweight woman of any ethnic group. But don't be shamed by these sisters and these brothers out here because you have a hefty white woman just because she isn't black. When Kanisha over here has a blood sugar level of 295. No. See, that's why I would say to brothers, especially if you young men are listening, the best thing you can do for yourself is to stack your money, have a plan B, contingency plan, and keep yourself in shape. And get you a weapon. Those are the 3 things you need to do. Stack your money, have a business plan, somewhere you can make some money and some residual money. Stay in shape, exercise at least 4 to 5 times a week at a minimum, and get you a weapon. That's what I would advocate. Staying in shape, the most important. Take care of your body. But yeah, I just wanted to, kind of, this why she knows better than this brother. And I would go, in defense of him. He appears to be younger, but no, he should know. He knows enough to go and cap for his mama and mess that whole shit up. Like, no one's talking about your mother. And any adult would understand and know that. Or should know that. And like I said, this is an observation that I feel that she's one grain of sand on a beach with this mentality amongst white folks. I can guarantee you that. So you sisters, they know. Like young LA and Shawty Low. They know. Painless out.